Denny and hello everyone and welcome to yet another Denny After Hours. Hopefully, okay, maybe now you'll see me. Hello everyone. Okay, hello everyone and welcome to yet another Denny After Hours. Sorry, there's always a weird lag and so I never know if I'm actually live or not. But I believe we are finally live. So hello and welcome to Denny After Hours. And this time it really is truly after hours. It is 1:17 a.m. And so the voice has deepened. It is night, and once again, I am in a shared space. So if anybody comes downstairs, I'm either going to go on mute or we're going to end abruptly. We'll see how long we can go for today. But today, as you can tell by the title, it is there was momentary madness when it comes to money that I had today. I had a little bit of a money meltdown today, and I shall explain to you now what that means. So, as I told you guys before, basically, Denny After Hours is Denny After Hours, not Denny and Virginia After Hours. And so I apologize if overall it has been quite somber. However, usually it's really late when I do it, and I'm very tired. So that is reason number one why it might be a bit more somber. Reason number two is because it's about Denny and not Denny and Virginia. So, as Denny and Virginia, obviously, I have to showcase like the best. The greater state of VA. And so I can't be like super somber all the time because that defeats the purpose of it. But Denny After Hours is more for me, like I said, it's more of my type of therapy in which I just get to kind of track how I was feeling throughout the day, throughout my life as Denny and Virginia until Denny and Virginia is no longer a social media thing because I don't intend to do this forever. But it's just interesting to go back and see how I was behind the scenes because obviously a lot of stuff is happening behind the scenes. Whether you guys know it or not, I'm still living my life. Still, a lot of stuff is happening in my life, but I can't showcase all that stuff as Denny and Virginia because I have a mission, I have a dream, I have an overarching goal that I need to obtain. So I can't be showing all that stuff as Denny and Virginia. But at least I can keep track of it with these lives happening at like 1 a.m. in the morning. So the momentary money meltdown that I had today was it started off being a very blessed Sunday, per usual. Oh, not today, yesterday, technically now. It was a usual Sunday. Went to church. It was a really great service. Went inside. Had a pleasant surprise while we were there as well. And it was really a good service, a really good day, a really good church service, and everything was great. Fantastic. Love it. Awesome. And then came home, made dinner. That's awesome. That's always a W for me, actually making dinner, especially on Sundays. Gotta make dinner on Sundays. And that was another W. So we're good. We're rocking and rolling. We're great. We're in a great mood. And then I don't know what happened, but we went south. Okay, we went south. We went south really fast. And I thought I was catching it as it was happening. And I thought having some time alone in my car, some private time, some private quiet time in the car would help. Didn't help. Didn't help. Didn't help at all. And so all of it kind of happened once again because of money. It's usually typically money that is the problem. And it's like, I know I'm not supposed to be focusing on money. I know money isn't any and everything. Um, I've just never been in this situation before. And so I still just don't quite know how to handle it. Um, and I just have reached the stage where I'm just over it. And, but I don't want to operate in desperation. So that's where I am. I had my meltdown. Tears were shed several times. And I was acting in desperation and I went on LinkedIn and stuff like that and Indeed and just searched for any job in the history of the world that I can get right now, like today. And I did easy apply to certain jobs on LinkedIn just because the easy apply button was there. And it wasn't because I wanted the job, it was because I was desperate, because I was momentarily mad, momentarily insane, momentarily distracted by the problem of the money problem and not focused on the glory that was the day, the glory that was the gift of the day. And so that is what happened today. And now it is documented. And so now I know what happened today instead of writing it down because I don't think I am in a mood to write down in my diary right now. I'll do that maybe later on today or maybe never, but at least I have it documented somewhere so I know for me, for my records, what happened today. So that is all I really have during this live for Denny After Hours. So I've calmed down. which is why I'm live now, because I'm not going to cry on camera. I'm not going to take the time to set up a camera so I can cry on camera. I've calmed down, so I feel better. And I had already decided that I wanted to tackle my debt way more seriously, or like just period in general, because I've been kind of ignoring it. It's been growing as a bigger beast, which is probably why I have so many more meltdowns now, is because like it has snowballed into such a major beast, it seems to me now, because I have been ignoring it for so long, for 2 years now, that it just seems like I don't know how I'm gonna defeat this thing. I really don't know. I have no idea. And so decided to finally face it, and then I was like, wow, you're even bigger than I thought you were gonna be. After I still don't even have the exact number, but I was guesstimating it in the car, which contributed to the spiral. Um, it's not good. It's bigger than I thought. And I was like, gosh, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. But we're going to figure something out, because I really, really, really want to keep doing Denny and Virginia, because I think there's a lot of good stuff that can happen as a result of that. But behind the scenes, I still have to figure this whole money thing out. And so it's just like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So tomorrow, I'll get back on the job search. Well, rather, I will start the job search um, to find either something remote, either something 9 to 5, something overnight, maybe some things, maybe a couple. But like, I really just don't want to be in debt anymore. I really don't. I really don't want to be in debt anymore. I really don't want to have to face this beast like for the rest of my life. I don't want to do that. And the ideal scenario would be to be out of debt this year, 2025. That would be 100% ideal for me. Um, However, whatever will be, will be. But if I can help it be less, I want to help. And so right now, my action step in a calmer, cooler, more collected mind is to start reading Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, because I did have this book. I've had this book for a while. I just never opened it. I have several money books, and I've read several. What we got? What we got right here? Like just right here at my desk. I have Rich Dad Poor Dad. Read this like three going on. I think this is my fourth time around now. Actually, I'm only on chapter one. This is actually, the chapters are pretty long, but I think I'm going on fourth time around. I have several other books that I've read, and yet here I am. So hopefully, not hopefully, prayerfully, this is the moment that I take the stuff more seriously. And this go around, I pray that I'm actually understanding what I'm reading. This go around, I pray that I'm actually implementing the things that I'm reading. Especially the Total Money Makeover. I'm looking forward to, because I don't know. I feel like there's been two other sources that have kind of been pointing me in the direction of Dave Ramsey stuff. And so, with their powers combined, those three sources connecting me to the Dave Ramsey stuff, I feel like I'm on the right track. And I have high hopes for this one. I have prayerfully this is going to work, because it just seems like the pieces are being put in alignment so that I have to face my fear. I had to acknowledge the problem. I have to face the fear, um, and just get down to the nitty gritty. And now I am getting some of the tools necessary to be able to ultimately take the beast down. So that is where I'm at. I am more level headed. Now that I have had my crying sessions, now that I've had my meltdown, I'm better now. And so we are going to actively work on ways to defeat the beast that is devastating debt. And in doing so and working on it, I pray that when I do get out of it and I do figure out how to defeat the beast of debt, um, I can help my other fellow Virginianites who feel like they are positively drowning in debt, who feel like there's no way out, who feel like maybe they have to file for bankruptcy, who just face more depression because they have such crippling debt. So I just pray that in the defeat of my own enemy, in the defeat of my own debt monster, debt beast. Um, I can formulate easier ways to be of an inspiration to and to help out my fellow Virginianites who are also in crippling debt. Like it's crippling, dodging debt collectors, avoiding emails, avoiding text messages, avoiding all unknown numbers, period, because you just assume everybody is a debt collector. So I'm praying that in this journey, getting Denny out of debt, I can utilize the information that I find and try to compile a bunch of resources that will help my fellow Virginianites to tackle their own debt in a way that they feel is comfortable. Because a lot of times there's just so much information out there. Like I said, I have at least a good 5 money books right now on me that I have read or intended to read. But there's just so much information. There's so much stuff out there about money. It's just like it gets overwhelming very quickly and very easily when you decide, hey, I want to learn about money. I want to do financial literacy. And then you read one book and you're like, I didn't understand any of that. What's a Roth IRA? Still don't know. Still couldn't tell you the difference between a Roth IRA and any other IRA or any other whatever income something or another. 401k, I don't have that anymore because I don't have a job. Um, so it's like there's just a lot of stuff. And so if I can make maybe just a better like plan of attack, a plan of action for like the basics for the very beginners who know nothing about financials, because that is where I am. Nothing about financials. I don't know anything about money. I have no financial literacy. I am financially illiterate. I can admit that because I know I am ignorant, heavily ignorant in that department in particular. And so by gaining that literacy, by taking the steps to learn, by condensing some of that knowledge, I pray that I can form like an easier way to be able to help my fellow Virginianites to understand this, all of this wealth of information, because all the information is freely out there. It's just like it's like everywhere. And so you don't know what parts are good, what parts are bad, what parts are scams, what parts are great, good information, who to trust, who are scammers. There's just a lot to it. And I've been scammed many a time in my day, which is part of the reason why I'm in this situation as bad as I am right now. It would not be as bad if I were literate. And so this is me trying to better myself so that I can help other people who are in the same situation that I am in, as well as help people prevent themselves from getting that deep into debt, because it is a beast. It is scary. It does cause anxiety and stress. And I don't want anybody else in Virginia to go through it um, as badly as I am going through it right now. And I don't want anyone else to have to overcome stuff like this. And so, like I said, I'm just trying to live my life. I'm trying to learn in my life. And as I'm learning things, as I'm experiencing things, I want to share it with you guys as Denny and Virginia, because if there's anything that I can do to be of service, if there's anything that I can do to help you guys live a better life or be a better you, I want to be there to be your cheerleader. I want to be there to help you not experience as much pain, or at least not make the same mistakes that I have, because I've made a lot of mistakes. And so that is my summary of what is happening right now in the land of Denny, and not necessarily Denny and Virginia. Is that had a meltdown today. We're back on track, cried it out. Now I'm better. And I am taking active steps this week, not just this book. I'm taking a class as well. I'm on the job hunt. So I'm trying to find work, real work, that I can start picking away at some of this debt. So I'm taking the action steps this week to finally try to face the beast. And so as it gets chipped away, I'll share milestones along the way. But really, this is the long run. This is not something that's going to be Thanos snapped. It's a fight, and it's definitely a big learning curve, going from completely financially illiterate to gaining that financial literacy and overcoming this beast that I let come into existence at such a high level. So that is my current state of affairs. I am done. It is 1:31 a.m. and this has been a pretty deep, pretty intense and somber Denny after hours. But I promise you guys, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I will start doing happier Denny after hours as I get more praise reports, as I as I remember to write down all the great stuff that happened in the day, and I learned to lean more on that, more so than the problems. So I promise you guys, hopefully these Dinny after no, prayerfully, these Dinny after hours will be better and less somber, and will be more peppy and more Dinny like. But they have been somber the last couple of times. It doesn't help that it's after hours, and so the lighting is always weird, and so I apologize for that. However, this is we're just gonna plug and chug. We're just gonna work our way through this, and I'm just happy to be able to do this, to kind of keep once again a video Dinny diary rather than the written one that I used to do. This is more of an easier way to just get my thoughts out, my daily thoughts out, so that I don't have to write anything down, but I can always come back to the video if I am like, what happened that day? Why was I so cranky? This was why. And so, great thing for me, not the best content for you guys, but it's not really for you. It's mainly for me. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. And until next time, all I have to say is, Dinny out.